On Paranormal Insights, is it a spirit, a ghost, or an energy imprint that may be in your home?
And we have a viewer question from Bonnie who wants to know if acting's in her future.
And a quick look with Sandy DeVoe and her amazing Aura camera. I'm Joseph Ernest Martin.
I'm Cindy Grayson.
And this is Paranormal Insights, where we bring you the latest and best from the metaphysical world.
Here you get real tools and insights to your questions as we bring you answers from beyond the ordinary.
Cindy is a certified hypnotherapist with a specialty in past life regression. She works with spirit guides and other white light entities as a medical intuitive.
Joseph is an award-winning psychic of over 25 years, and he's the author of the international bestseller, The Quest to Row. Joseph is also the recipient of the Visionary Award of Excellence. You know, when it comes to ghosts, there are so many people, especially owners of businesses, who really want to keep them around because it brings in business, it brings in revenue, and if you ever suggest that they cross their ghosts over, there's a lot of flack. But I have to say, I just have this personal issue with keeping ghosts as pets.
Well, I love to watch the ghost hunter shows and the different shows where they're, going in haunted artifacts and all that. And every once in a while, when I'm watching one of the shows, I think the hotel owner is happy as heck that they have a ghost present here.
Well, yeah, it's ka-ching, ka-ching.
Ka-ching.
Yeah.
Is it Casper the Friendly Ghost, a spirit that has lost their way, or something more? Maybe it's neither. Maybe it's just an energy imprint from a past event. So, how can you tell the difference? These things can be kind of confusing, especially when it's in your own home or workspace. Hollywood often gives very faulty information where this is concerned. Mainly, it's an attempt to be entertaining rather than factual. Psychic or energy imprints are not a spirit. These can be confusing as they may appear very similar, at least at first. But the main difference is that an imprint plays itself over and over again like a broken record. Just as you may have heard stories about the ghostly soldiers that have been seen on the Civil War battlefield of Gettysburg, the same event plays out in repetition, in the same place, in the same way. These imprints can be cleared rather easily. Usually they are cleared through traditional means of using holy water, salt, sage, and the like. Also, some people make their career in their ability to clear such a space. Imprints cannot be interacted with because there is no spirit or consciousness present. It's simply a tape that keeps playing, rewinding, and playing again. Earthbound ghosts, on the other hand, are those who have died but have difficulty moving on or crossing over. They may not be prepared to let go of their former life, or they feel still attached to the earth plane. Sometimes this is true because of fear, or sometimes they don't even know that they're dead. I know that sounds hard to believe, but sometimes a person can pass so quickly or unexpectedly that they miss the fact that they're dead. This was true of Patrick Swayze's character in the movie Ghost. Earthbound ghosts can be talked to and reasoned with. Once they understand their situation, they often move on easily. These can also be past loved ones. People who have died almost always leave someone behind. These spirits often visit their family and loved ones to provide love, comfort, strength, and more. They often communicate with us through feelings, premonitions, and they often will move objects or touch us. They can appear in our dreams with messages or just a feeling of calm and love. Past loved ones will never be associated with negative or scary events. Spirits, on the other hand, may not have been recently alive or ever alive. They can be as benign as little furry balls of energy that are playful, or as terrifying as a full-blown demonic manifestation. Spirits can also at times be related to thought forms that have been given a life of their own. This happens usually from someone who is practicing magic of some sort. Spirits can be harder to get rid of because they have their own agenda. And here's the kicker. If you are in a physical body, you have the power. In fact, because you are in a physical body, you are 1,000,000 times more powerful than anything in the ethereal. If, however, you believe that you are a victim, then these spirits will seem to have power over you. But remember, you can blast any spirit away through your direct intent and energy. If you have a difficult spirit, it may be best to hire someone reputable to help you remove it. Just remember, do not welcome them back. Set your intention and stick to it. Though they can seem a bit similar, now you can easily tell the difference between ghosts, spirits, and imprints.
Yeah, but it's just interesting because I have grandkids that have interacted with ghost children, and we know that they are ghosts because they had wounds, and one was a little girl talking to one of my granddaughters, and she had projected herself as having bandages over her wounds. And another one, as my granddaughter said at 3 years old, is him all messed up. So he was,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what she says, him all messed up. And so she actually crossed him over into the light as my daughter's on the phone going, what do I do with this?
Absolutely.
And it works.
It does work.
Yeah, and they didn't talk about God or spirituality with that grandchild because there's some difference of opinions of how to approach it. But when my daughter's on the phone, I said, tell her to tell the guy to go to the light. And she says, is he still there? And she was 3 years old. She goes, him go a God.
Oh, that is so sweet.
It's not talked to that way, so you know it's valid and genuine. Many people use the words spirit and ghost interchangeably, but they are very different entities. Spirits are those entities or beings who reside on the other side, and they're full of love and joy. They're protective, supportive, and always, always positive. Spirits are the souls who have already crossed back over. And spirits who are loved ones come back to visit us quite often, including visiting in our dreams. Spirits have completely healed from their human experiences. Ghosts are humans who have died but not yet crossed over into the light. And there are many reasons for not crossing over. Some ghosts continue to feel a true sense of responsibility, such as a caretaker of a specific property, like the Winchester House of Mystery. Other ghosts are genuinely confused, possibly due to trauma or severe mental illness. Some ghosts don't realize they're dead, like in the movie The Sixth Sense. The ones that don't know they're dead tend to get a bit testy with people living in their house. They can't believe the audacity of people moving in without being invited. So you can understand why they're sometimes upset and tell people to get out. And a few are just simply ashamed, and they fear that they can't cross over, so they continue to wallow in self-judgment, sometimes for centuries. For ghosts, time is irrelevant. Ghosts have not yet healed from their human experience and may look injured, ill, or sad. Now, energy imprints are the lesser known or understood images that people witness. Energy imprints are just that, strong emotions that imprint as images in a specific area. For example, there are many haunted hotels where guests report seeing the same old-fashioned woman walking past them in the hall with the same exact movements. Coincidentally, most people report that the woman never makes eye contact. It's as if that woman was just totally unaware of the people watching her. The ironic part is, there is no ghost walking. It's more like an old-fashioned record that has a scratch in it and continues to play the same verse over and over and over. So people are often seeing something that happened long ago that keeps repeating itself under certain conditions. And energy imprints never make eye contact, and they never attempt to communicate. So the next time you hear of a haunting or a visit from the other side, now you can distinguish between spirits, ghosts, and energy imprints.
Children are so often able to see the things that we've already tuned out, that we've already not made part of who we are anymore, but they see them as their imaginary friends or what have you. You know, there is, my teachers, when they were teaching me, they would say, you know, there's never any reason to be afraid. You're powerful because you're the one in the body. You can make ethereal thought forms real in the ethereal plane. You can make all these things happen, which is true. Here's a way to protect yourself no matter where you are. I always carry with me, when I travel, a bag with blessed holy water, sage, and special herbs that my Wiccan friends made for me to help protect me in a difficult situation. But the first thing I always do is set a boundary of energetic protection. You do this by using your imagination. You imagine your aura, the energy around your body, changing to a brilliant white color and extending itself from your body to around 18 inches out from you. Then you imagine a golden shell at the edge of your aura. This energy field will set a protective boundary between you and anything around you. Focus calmly and completely on this mental image, and it will manifest in the ethereal plane. If for any reason this isn't working for you and you feel yourself in danger, respect that feeling and leave the environment that you're in. Even though I've done psychic practices for years, if I feel weak or tired or unable to protect myself, I leave to fight another day. Remember, because you're the one in the body, you always are going to be much more powerful than anything in the ethereal. But they also said that if you're tired or weak, that's not a time to be fighting off any of possibly the negative entities or the negative spirits.
That's right. And unfortunately, there are too many teenagers, mostly boys, who really want to see what it's like to dabble with the dark side because they're in life form, so they think that they've got it. But they invite them in, and they're a bunch of crazies sometimes. That's just a bad setup.
It is bad.
And the whole thing about imaginary friends, I don't believe imaginary friends exist. I think these kids see spirit, yes, and adults over the ages have convinced them that it's just a figment of their imagination, because who wants to own that there's something other than this dimension? Let's focus on ghosts. Remember that ghosts are people or souls that have not crossed over for some reason. There are those who love having a ghost around, even if the ghost appears calm. If the ghost is hanging around a public venue, it often becomes a tourist attraction. Now, my personal opinion is that it is just wrong to keep a ghost around like a pet. So I encourage people to help cross the ghost over to the other side. It's quite easy. First of all, there's no reason to be afraid of a ghost. They need your help, although they may resist. Be quite firm with the ghost and tell them it's time to go into the light, similar to the episodes you see of the Ghost Whisperer. Let them know that there are many loved ones who are eagerly waiting to see them once they cross. Sometimes you need to assure them that everything will be fine. The ghost needs that guidance, love, and support. By projecting your energy, you can walk the ghost toward the light. With encouragement and compassion, the ghost usually will agree, then they will enter the light on their own. It's such a rewarding feeling to know that you've helped a soul go back home to the other side.
They don't want to feel as though there's something wrong with them anyway, or that there's a problem there anyway for them. I feel like if there is a negative spirit present, and there are negative spirits that are present, then you don't want to play with them. You don't want to be messing with the Ouija board. You don't want to be doing any of these things, because really you're playing with fire, and some of these spirits can be demonic and terrifying. Now, I haven't had them in 20 years, thank God, because I learned how not to have them. But you want to be very careful about who you're inviting in to play with. And that's why I tell anyone who doesn't have experience, don't be messing with negative spirits. And now we go to the New Earth Expo to see Sandy DeVoe and her amazing Aura camera.
Hi, I'm here today with Sandy DeVoe. She's the Aura Queen, and she has been doing aura readings with a biofeedback camera for over 25 years, not only in the state of California, but throughout the nation. And I want to ask Sandy to tell us, she's got a very interesting story about how she got started in this business. Sandy.
Well, I was reading at the fairs, and the owner of the fair said, "No, I want you to play with my camera." And I said, no, I'm a serious reader. I'm not going to play with that toy. One day I came to a fair in Sacramento. He had taken my booth away from me, dragged me over to the camera to work with him. Been doing it ever since.
Fantastic. And I know I've seen you doing this for years, and you have a blast and people have fun coming up to you. So tell people who haven't had this experience what a biofeedback camera is and what it does.
Oh, it's a little $11,600 camera right over here, if you can see. It's a special, it's actually a computer, if not two computers. You put your hand on a little box that actually reads the temperatures of the colors. Every color has a different temperature. My boss worked with aura readers for about 2 years, and they managed to measure each temperature. Isn't that amazing? So now our little computer actually reads each temperature, takes it into the camera translates all that into the colors, and then we come out with colors like these.
Fascinating. So I've got to ask the question. If you get your picture taken once with the aura camera, is it like one and done because that's your aura and that's what it is the rest of your life?
No. Okay. When you take several pictures, like maybe every 6 months, every 3 months, you're going to start seeing some colors that pop up again and again and again. Those are your core colors, and the other colors represent what's happening in your life at that time. But it's a moving energy field. It's not just something that's stagnant and stays there. It's a moving energy field, and it represents what's happening in your life right now.
Wow. So
Yeah.
there's a sneak peek with the colors. So what does it do for people to know the colors of their aura? What can they do with the results?
Everything that you learn about yourself is just more information. It's kind of neat to see what you really look like in Technicolor, something that you very rarely see. Not a lot of people are blessed with being able to see colors. As a matter of fact, some of the people I knew who saw colors just walking down the street went to classes to try to learn to close it down, because that can drive you crazy, seeing everybody's aura as you're walking down the street. However, this gives you an image of yourself that you very rarely get to see, and the information on what the colors means just gives you an added dimension to your knowledge about yourself.
Okay, that's great. So I know that you've taken my aura picture before, and I've had it a few times over the years, and most of the time I have so much color you can't even tell there's a person in there.
Sometimes.
But I want to know what some of your most memorable photos have turned out like.
Oh, well, many times, and I'm not saying this happens a lot, we'll get pictures where people aren't in their body. So you get to see them, and then maybe another them, and then maybe another them. So if they're not in their body, they're out of their body, and sometimes it's just safer not to be centered. And if you're not centered, you know it as well as anybody when you're tripping over your own feet, when you're walking into walls, when your mind just doesn't grasp something, that you're not centered in your own body.
Okay, and I have seen a couple of those pictures, and what it looks like a person took 2 or 3 different pictures, and it's superimposed over each other, yet they were just sitting still.
They look like double or triple exposures, and they're not, because all I have to do is click the camera, and that's it. It's like a 1-second click, and then I have to wait for a few minutes for the colors to superimpose, but the original picture, that's it. That's said and done with.
Well, and what's interesting, as you have shared and what I've seen, is that some of the pictures, a person in one picture, mind you, they're sitting down getting their picture taken with their glasses in their hands, and they'll have a second or third picture show up and their glasses are on them and their face doesn't look the same.
We have a picture that happened. A friend of ours, and 10 people were standing around watching us take the picture. And indeed, he had glasses on. He had like his face here, another face here, and another face like that. And in one of the images, he had his glasses on, and he was actually holding them in his hand in his lap.
That's fascinating. I remember one of them, he had what is called a witch's chin. His chin was protruding. It's fascinating. Okay, Sandy, people are going to want to come see the Aura Queen.
I hope you do.
So tell people how they can get a hold of you, or maybe your schedule of shows. Do you have a website?
I do. www.aura-queen.com. And it has me doing some some interviews like this. It has the current shows, and if I'm good, I'll actually go to my computer and I'll update it for you guys. So pay attention.
Is there a phone number people can reach you at?
916 723-7052, but all of that will be on my website. So just remember Aura-Queen.
Thank you, darling. I always have fun spending time with you, and I hope you have fun spending time with the Aura Queen as well.
And now we have a viewer question from Bonnie who wants to know if acting is going to be a part of her future.
And I guess I'm wondering if acting is going to be a big part of my future, or if I should focus on something else.
Bonnie, great question. I'm so excited for you about this whole thing with an acting career. I loved your clip so much. I must have watched it 4 or 5 times. I've asked my guides to come in. I've asked your guides to come in. I've already prepared the cards. Let's see what they have to say about an acting career for you in the future. Now, I will tell you that they've already been talking in my head all about this for you, and it has all been great. You get great cards for this. I'm not surprised because they've already been telling me great things about you. They say that you have a good control of your emotion and a good ability to express that well and use that well. So in an acting career, that's going to be absolutely top. It says you're willing to do the work and the hard work to get this thing going and get it done, and of course, that's going to be required, just that's obvious. You have the Sun card in your base position, and so that means you have a sunny attitude, you have lots of energy, and there's going to be a lot of new growth and opportunities for you as you go forward. It says this career for you is going to bring travel, no doubt, because acting just by its nature sounds like it would be lots of travel anyway. And it says you're going to be making money at this, so that's actually like a really good thing for you. It says you need to act selfishly, but through rational selfishness, not just selfishness, because that's kind of gross, but through rational selfishness, making good, solid decisions for yourself, that's going to be working for you. Now, you do have an Achilles heel in this whole thing for you, and that is having people around you who do not have honesty, virtue, or integrity. So you need to make sure that the people around you have those 3 qualities. If they don't, they're not good for you to be hanging around. I'm just letting you know. It is Hollywood after all. It says that your hard work will pay off in victory for you, but it requires hard work. You're not going to be discovered at the malt shop and then lifted up into your first feature film. You're going to have to work at this, but that's good. It's going to increase your skills. You're about ready for new beginnings where this is concerned, but not quite yet. But that door is going to be opening for you in a really great way coming up soon. It says take the tried and true method in going forward where this career is concerned. So you want to talk to people. You want to ask people who have already been a success in this career. Get mentorship and guidance. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, because you're going to already have the universe and your guides behind you in support where this career is concerned for you. So Bonnie, I got to tell you, this is really a great set of cards, but I'm not surprised. The energy of your clip was so fantastic. Before I even got anything laid on the table, my guides were already telling me how wonderful this was going to be for you, and I look forward to seeing you in your acting career in the future. Please keep in touch with us. Drop us a line. We want to hear from you so that we can watch you on the big screen. Bonnie, congratulations. I think this is going to be fantastic.
Bonnie, your guides are showing me that you have a very bubbly personality and that you just light up a room when you enter it. They're showing me that you will become very involved in local theater productions. The local venues will include community theater, college theater, and high school productions. You will not only act in the productions, you will eventually produce and direct shows. Your guides are saying that you will use your passion for theater to reach out to troubled youth in an effort to give them venues to express themselves and learn how important their creative ideas are. You could easily become the community role model for pursuing artistic dreams. Teens who feel like misfits will find their identities and passions because you will listen to them. You will incorporate their suggestions into your productions, thereby validating their artistry. You will have no problems approaching sponsors and educating them about the benefits of investing with the youth of their community. This is the path that you are on. Because everyone has free will, you can choose to pursue it or modify it. Either way, your bubbly personality will be a key factor helping you find your creative path. Thank you so much, Bonnie.
this is one of those times when the person asking the question, I don't know why, but she just excited me so much when I saw her and I saw the question. I just felt such positive and amazing feelings for her for this career.
Yeah, and I think that's great. And what's interesting is you were able to see the recorded question. I didn't see the recorded question, and yet we both got that bubbly personality and that just yummy energy that she has. Basically, she is going to succeed at whatever she puts her energy into, but I don't think she realizes she has the potential to really work with troubled youth and make a difference in local community through acting.
Yes, and I feel too, she can take this career, this talent she has, as far as she wants. You know, even if she chose to be famous, right, and do the whole big, huge movie acting thing, she would still be helping the disenfranchised. I feel that too.
That's just part of who she is. That's part of her spirit, is she's here not to just further herself and achieve her goals and dreams, but to actually help others along the way. She's going to find that she becomes less important in her own goals.
Yes, and I have no doubt that she is going to stay humble and the beautiful person she is right now and continue being this amazing young woman, no matter how great her career is going to become for her. And honestly, it looks pretty great to me. We want to answer your questions and address your topics. If you have questions you want answered or topics you'd like us to look into, we're easy to find. You can find me at questtarot.com or email me at joseph@questtarot.com.
And you can find me at cgraysonhypnosis.com or email me at cindy@cgraysonhypnosis.com. You can watch this program in the Sacramento area on Comcast Channel 17. Please see accesssacramento.org for further details. And in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can see this program on Comcast Channels 23, 28, 29, and 33. And throughout the state of California, you can see this program on ATT Uverse Channel 99.
Additional channel listings can be found at betv.org and AT&T-services.net. And we're soon to be in Long Beach and Modesto. And we're currently on eyevolvetv.com and Roku. We're easy to find on Facebook, Vimeo, and YouTube. Simply search Joseph Ernest Martin, Cindy Grayson, or Paranormal Insights. And be sure to watch our weekly series, The Magic Minute, where you'll see easy-to-use everyday magic exclusively on YouTube that makes your life better, because it only takes a moment to make magic. And when you do, be sure to click like and subscribe. Please send us your questions and topics,
so we can share our paranormal insights
and answers from beyond the ordinary.